Well, hello everyone. It's Titus here, Profit Mo Financial Services. I hope that you're having an amazing day. And today I am going to be going in depth about your expense accounts. Pretty much the expense accounts are anything that you're paying out money for that is not a principal payment, right? So we talked about in one of the previous videos about the cash account and how it actually affects everything and what's going on behind the scenes inside of QuickBooks. So your expenses are going to be divvied up into multiple accounts as it pertains to accounting. Okay, so one of the things that we need to know and understand is that you have multiple expense accounts. So you have your payroll, you have your telephone, you have your contractors payments. If you are selling goods like your bags or anything as far as containers for your different products, those are all expenses to your business. So even when you purchase big purchases, you're still going to be expensing them out over time through depreciation expense. So expenses are pretty much what's going to show up on your profit and loss statement. So as they come through in QuickBooks through your bank account, they're showing all that bank activity, they need to be categorized in the correct expense account. Like I said, you're going to have multiple expense accounts, and I'm going to show you pretty much how journal entries are created. Like if they are missing from your information inside of QuickBooks, like let's say you have all this information that comes through on QuickBooks, but you're missing a couple of expenses that you had to pay, you would need to do a journal entry inside of QuickBooks to add those. Okay. Now, if so as they're coming through and they're coming through accurately and appropriately, then you would just categorize the expense to the correct place. So I'm going to show you pretty much just the raw journal entry of an expense. Okay. And I'm going to kind of go into depth about the natural balance of expense. Okay. So number one, the natural balance of an expense account is a debit. So in order for you to increase the amounts of an expense account, you have to debit that account. So as you go along, let's say you paid $500 for a marketing campaign on Facebook. That $500, you're going to debit your marketing expense, and then your bank is going to be credited for that $500. Every time you debit the marketing expense account, that account is going to continue to increase. So each and every month, let's say if your budget is $500 for marketing, you're going to have that charge, just pretty much over the course of the year, and that's going to be $6,000. So at the end of the year, you would have, if you keep it at that amount, it's going to be $6,000. Now, as far as for another expense we could look at will be like your telephone, right? Or your cell phone. Your cell phone expense, so the amount that you pay for that each and every month, so when you pull your profit and loss statement, it's going to show like for the parameter of the date that you put in. So if you only pull June 1st to June 30th, you're only going to see the expenses for June, okay? So that is pretty much how it works. So if you receive a refund or a credit for any of the expenses, that is going to reduce your expense account. All right. So I'll get into depth about, equity and all that on another time. But right now I wanted you to know that pretty much the natural balance for expense is going to be a debit. And every time that you need to increase it, you're going to use a debit, and anytime that it needs to be decreased due to a refund, then it's going to be a credit, or a mistake, you would do a credit. All right. So hopefully you found this information helpful. If you did find this information helpful, please share with a fellow entrepreneur or someone who's just getting, used to QuickBooks. Also, like and subscribe. We are doing our best to push out and get our message out to as many entrepreneurs as we can to be a little bit less overwhelmed with the different facets of business. All right. Until next time, stay profitable and stay great. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.